Well, Imogene, one of our most often requested songs, and I wrote Imogene real early on, and I got to tell you right off the bat, I cannot feel good about Imogene at all. We love to play it live, but as far as songwriting, Imogene, I can't feel that proud about because it's just a straight up ripoff of Steely Dan's Black Cow. And many people have observed this over the years, and I've always been like, yeah, it pretty much is a ripoff of Black Cow. Steely Dan's Black Cow from the Asia album, great song. And Imogene isn't just a ripoff of it in the main vamp. So here's Black Cow. In the corner by your keys was a book of numbers and your remedies. One of these surely will screen out the sorrow, but where are you tomorrow? Also, Imogene modulates from C dominant to A major for the chorus. Black Cow does exactly the same. And so the story behind it is that I wrote Imogene in the mid-'80s when I was going to NYU. And I was in a transitional period, moving from having played a lot of country bluegrass and then a lot of rock. And I was transitioning into playing a lot of jazz and studying jazz and also studying Steely Dan because their harmonic concept is related to jazz harmony at least. Anyway, I was on a huge Steely Dan kick, and I wrote a lot of songs in that period that were very influenced by Steely Dan. And some of those we ended up playing in God Street Wine. And just to give you the timetable here, I'm talking about I was at college at NYU in about 85, 86, and 87. And then the first kind of tentative jam sessions with God Street Wine started in 87, and the band really officially started in 88 when I met Aaron up at Manhattan School of Music. And so these songs were written a couple years before the band started, but then I sort of had them hanging around. And Imogene turned out to be a real good sort of vehicle for Aaron live, both for singing and for guitar playing. And, it had the long jam at the end, but what the hardcore fans also know is it used to have two big jams, one in the middle and one at the end. And eventually we said, the two long jams is just too much jamming for this song because every time we set out to play Imogene, it was like 20 minutes long and it ate up a third of the set. So we decided to just write that little written guitar solo for the middle jam and still have the extended jam for the outro. And what else can I say about Imogene? Well, Imogene, the name comes from Imogene Coco, the comedian from the 1950s. The lyrics are just there's nothing to it really. Just kind of my impressions, my really half-assed impressions of walking around Greenwich Village. 7th Street, there is no 7th Street on the west side of the village. There is a 7th Street in the East Village. And there was a friend of mine from Princeton who had also moved into the city to go to NYU. And I ran into her, and she had dyed green hair, blonde and green. And so, I put that in the song. But it's really just the riff of Black Cow, and then the idea also, which comes from Black Cow, of modulating from C to A major for the chorus. And also in a way that's not particularly related to any one Steely Dan song, but just the way they use certain chords, major 7 chords, major 9 chords, dominant 9 chords, and the way they move them around chromatically just comes very much from Steely Dan. And so let's see if I can give you a solo acoustic version. was late in September when I saw you there, walking down 7th Street with your new funky hair, blonde and green. Did you think that was out of sight, or were you just trying to turn me on? Well, it worked all right, but then you turned to me and said, now I don't want to see you here anymore. Imogene won't speak to me, no matter how I try to make her, it turns out the same. Imogene won't be surprised, no matter how I try to take her, it's a funny game. Now that we're back in school, she's back to acting cool when she hears my name. It's just an idea I've been tossing round. Gotta get this straightened out before I put it down. You and your new girlfriend been having lots of fun without me, baby. Is she the only one? But then you turned to me and said, now I don't want to see you here. I don't want to see you here anymore. Imogene won't speak to me, no matter how I try to make her, it turns out the same. Imogene won't be surprised, no matter how I try to take her, it's a funny game. It's a fun, now that we're back in school, she's back to acting cool when she hears my name. Imogene won't speak to me, no matter how I try to make her, it turns out the same. It turns out the Imogene won't be surprised, no matter how I try to take her, it's a funny game. It's so funny. Imogene won't speak to me, no matter how I try to make her, it turns out the same. It turns out surprised, no matter how I try to take her, it's a funny game. It's a funny game. Imogene. All right, thanks for watching and listening. If you have any other tunes you want me to do this with, let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you next time.